Embracing the unknown, a journey full of discoveries. Introduction travel is much more than just moving from one place to another. It is a process filled with anticipation and excitement, fears and hopes, joys and challenges. Every journey is a door to a new world, one we step into without knowing what awaits us. By embracing the unknown, we take a step toward our true selves, revealing new qualities, experiencing incredible emotions, and expanding the horizons of our perception. The unknown can be frightening. It carries uncertainty that can sometimes paralyze us, yet it also becomes a source of our growth. When we encounter new places, people, and cultures, we are forced to restructure our internal landmarks, learning to trust ourselves and the world around us. This path is full of discoveries, each leaving a mark on our soul and changing us forever. Travel is a metaphor for life. Each of us is constantly in motion, facing the unknown, whether it's a new job, relationships, important decisions, or changes. To embrace the unknown means to learn to live fully, with curiosity and openness. In this text, I will share how accepting the unknown can transform any journey into an amazing adventure full of meaning and discoveries. Chapter 1. Fear and Anticipation. The first step into the unknown. Every journey begins with a step, often a difficult one. At this moment, standing on the threshold of the unknown, fear arises. Fear of getting lost, making mistakes, not understanding a new language or culture, or facing challenges that seem insurmountable. This fear is a natural reaction, a protection trying to keep us in our comfort zone. But this fear is also an indicator of the importance of the moment. It shows that something new and significant lies ahead. The anticipation of the unknown can be as frightening as the unknown itself. We start to imagine scenarios both joyful and frightening. These thoughts can prevent us from taking that first step and embarking on the journey. However, without that step, the journey cannot begin. We must learn to accept fear without letting it control us. Fear should not be an obstacle, but a signal that helps us prepare for a new stage. The first step is an act of trust and courage. We cannot know in advance what awaits us, but that is precisely the magic of the journey. The first minutes and hours of the journey are the hardest. But once we cross the internal barrier, the world begins to open in a new way. We notice details that previously went unnoticed, learning to be flexible and open. This moment of accepting the unknown becomes the starting point of our amazing journey. Chapter 2. Overcoming boundaries. Physical and internal travel is not only about overcoming kilometers and changing geographic coordinates. It is also a deep internal transformation related to overcoming our own boundaries, both external and internal. When we cross country borders, it's not only the scenery, climate, or language changes. We enter a new cultural context, encountering new traditions, customs, and worldviews. This requires flexibility and the ability to adapt, sometimes even letting go of familiar ways of thinking. Changing the surrounding world forces us to reconsider our beliefs and perspectives, but much more complex and significant is overcoming internal boundaries. Fears, prejudices, internal settings, these are like invisible walls that limit our perception and prevent us from fully immersing ourselves in new experiences. Fear of being misunderstood, fear of making mistakes, fear of failing. These barriers can become serious obstacles to true discoveries. When we start to let go of these internal limitations, a real miracle happens. The world begins to seem wider, more interesting, more colorful. We open ourselves to new ideas and experiences, stop fearing change, and begin to perceive it as a natural part of life. Overcoming these boundaries is not a quick process. It requires patience, self-reflection, and readiness for change. But through this overcoming comes deep understanding of ourselves and the world around. Chapter 3. Discoveries in small things. The magic of the everyday travel is often associated with big discoveries, famous landmarks, exotic landscapes, unique cultural events. But the true wealth of travel lies not only in these, The most memorable discoveries often hide in small things that at first glance seem ordinary. These can be the scent of fresh bread at a local market, a child's laughter on the street, a quiet conversation in an unfamiliar language, the sound of footsteps on cobblestones. These little details form the unique atmosphere of a place, making it alive and incomparable. When we accept the unknown, learn to be attentive and open to such moments, we begin to see the world from another side, deeper and more touching. Every little thing becomes part of our personal story, imprinted in our memory and a source of inspiration. Sometimes these simple joys remind us that happiness is in the present moment, in the ability to appreciate what is around us. Chapter 4. Encounters that change our view of the world. One of the most valuable gifts of travel is meeting people. Every new acquaintance is a whole world with its own story, experience, and perspective on life. Inspection with them enriches us, makes us rethink our beliefs, broadens our horizons. Locals tell us about life in their corner of the world, share traditions and customs, inviting us to look behind the scenes of their culture. Other travelers share impressions, stories, and dreams, and in their stories, we can find inspiration and support. Such encounters often change our worldview, making us more tolerant, understanding, and open. We begin to see people not as strangers, but as like-minded companions and fellow travelers on this great journey of life. Moreover, in these meetings, we often discover ourselves, our strengths and weaknesses, our true desires and fears. Travel becomes not only an external, but also an internal process. Chapter 5. The unknown is a source of inspiration and growth. When we stop fearing the unknown and accept it as a natural part of life, it becomes a powerful source of inspiration and development. The unknown pushes us out of our comfort zones, urges us to seek new solutions and approaches, to learn and experiment. We become more flexible, open, and confident. In life, as in travel, moments of uncertainty are often key points of growth. Changes, unexpected encounters, and new circumstances all strengthen character, develop adaptability, and build trust in oneself. Thus, we learn not just to survive in the conditions of the unknown, but to live creatively and consciously every day, filling it with meaning and the joy of discovery. Conclusion: travel is not just a road in kilometers. It is a state of soul and an inner path. By embracing the unknown, we open up a whole world of possibilities, new knowledge, emotions, relationships, discoveries. The unknown ceases to be a frightening shadow and becomes a light that leads us forward. It reveals our best qualities, helps us see ourselves and the world in a new light, makes life rich and full. Such a journey does not end upon returning home. It continues in every new day. It's in every new choice, in every new challenge. And that is what makes our life truly an amazing and valuable adventure.